So Jordan is signed by David Falk.
Yep.
And David Falk comes up with the radical idea of trying to get him his own shoe deal. The radical idea with that he's based on his brand and his game, he can be associated with his equipment in the same way that tennis players would. And
that was a cool comparison.
And even Rod Thorne said, you know, hey, are you trying to turn Michael into a tennis star? And he said, yes, it's the same idea of what happens with tennis players. And so Michael decides to go with Adidas and not Converse, who was the official shoe of the NBA at the time. And because I guess he was an Adidas guy, he was prone, you know, at a proclivity for Adidas. He liked them. And they just didn't have their stuff together for Michael Jordan. Imagine that moment in time for you and your business that you just couldn't pull it all together and provide Michael Jordan with the shoe and the shoe deal that he wanted. Like this moment in time, he shows up on your doorstep saying, I want you. And you say, we just can't pull it together. I wonder what an Adidas executive currently that might not be fully aware of that history, they have to be, is thinking about that. Like in terms of the entirety of this documentary to date, other than the members of the Chicago Bull cocaine circus who had to explain to their friends and family at the time,
I was that guy.
Out of nowhere, I was that guy, or I wasn't that guy.
I wasn't that guy.
Again, this is what Jordan referring to the members of his first Bulls team when he showed up in 1984 doing all sorts of crazy stuff and he wanted no part of it. And if you're just sitting there watching The Last Dance with your family and you're part of that team, that number 23 bus just comes and hits you with mud, even though Jordan's just telling his life story. Imagine you're just that Adidas executive sitting at home right now. Like, couldn't pull it together.
They wanted to make $3 million, and they made $100. That was nuts.
He goes to Nike
for the
or wasn't going to Nike, and had to be convinced to go to Nike.
Nuts.
And the person who convinced him to go fly to Oregon and take the Nike meeting, leading to, as you heard Charles Barkley say earlier this hour, that Jordan could be lionized, and he appropriately is, for his basketball prowess. But nothing compares to him as somebody who is a brand ambassador, businessman, and person who has completely been appropriately credited for changing the way people view shoes, buy shoes, and certainly the swoosh for Nike that is everywhere right now on NFL uniforms, the Jumpman logo that is on Michigan Wolverine uniforms, all of that. He credits Michael Jordan with that being number one. That's the reason why Jordan has billions in the bank. That's why Jordan is an owner of an NBA team right now. Not because he's so great at basketball. That made him a lot of money, but that is what he rightfully, smartly funneled into this bigger business that he, at the time, was uninterested in pursuing with Nike because he didn't know what they could offer. He wasn't interested. He had his heart set on Adidas. Who's the person who told him to take the meeting? His mother. And on this Mother's Day week, 2020, with all of us getting set to celebrate motherhood, the mothers in our lives, this coming Sunday, a perfect example. Listen to your mother. Moms know best. And Michael Jordan's mother, talk about the mother of all business deals.
I mean.
And the mother of all listen to me.
Oof.
She's the one who said to Michael, get your ass on a plane to Oregon and take this meeting. And the rest is indeed history. So, on behalf of all moms out there, from my own to my wife, who's the mother of my 3 children, with her, thank you. And yes, we should listen to you more. And thank goodness Michael Jordan listened to his.
Thank goodness.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.